kickback scheme from overseas. It's been going on for a couple decades, and it looks like they weren't paying taxes on some of it. This is pretty bad. Do you think we're actually going to get to the truth and actually get accountability here, or is this going to get swept under the rug like usual, Senator?
Well, that's a good question. Number one, you got a investigation by the Delaware U.S. Attorney. He seems to be a up-and-up guy. But what shocks me is you think that nobody will figure out who the big guy is. It says all you need to know about the Biden administration. The bottom line is, did they monetize the vice presidency, right? Isn't that the question? Mm-hmm. Did his family, did his son basically take the benefit of the office and enrich themselves? And I think, to be honest with you, if you believe the laptop is true, there's credible evidence that that may have occurred. But why don't we get a new set of eyes to look at that? If you believed a special counsel is necessary to investigate the Trump family, how could you not believe that a special counsel is necessary to investigate the Biden family?
Do you believe that it's possible that the president of the United States is compromised?
Well, we won't know till we look, right? How did you make all this money off the vice presidency? I mean, clearly, to be on the Burisma board, if you're in charge of rooting out corruption in Ukraine, as the vice president was, and you didn't know your own son was on the most corrupt gas company in the whole country, that makes very little sense to me. So, really, I want somebody to ask the questions of the Biden family that were asked of the Trump family. What were your deals in Russia to the Trump family? I want the same level of scrutiny. And if you believe this laptop is accurate and true, there's a treasure trove of conflict of interest in that laptop.
But the media, Senator, is only able to confirm certain emails involving Hunter and Jim. All the emails exposing Joe Biden, the joint bank accounts, the 10 for the big guy, the paying the bills, all of that stuff, they can't confirm. So you know the fix is almost in on the media side. I'm afraid that this is not going to go anywhere, and everybody's going to think, you know what, you just can't trust Washington, D.C. Do you want that to happen?
Absolutely not. Number one, if you're relying on the media to get to the truth here, you're making a huge mistake. At least we have somebody in the law looking at Hunter Biden, and maybe a special counsel, I think, would be a good idea here. But who's going to hold the media accountable for killing the story about the laptop right before the election? Yeah. Facebook and Twitter and these groups shut the story down. So I do believe there's a lane for accountability when it comes to the criminal misconduct, potential misconduct of Hunter Biden. But who the hell is going to hold these companies accountable for stopping a story that could have affected the outcome of the election? That's why we need reform in this space regarding social media outlets.
Well, if you guys get the majority in the Senate, maybe you can haul some of these media executives up and ask them what the hell happened in October of 2020. But let me get to this. Today, we had Lloyd Austin, Defense Secretary, testifying, grilled pretty heavily by Matt Gaetz, congressman out of Florida. Let's listen, and you can react to this.
We're behind in hypersonics. We failed to deter Russia. Last year,
so what do you mean we're behind in hypersonics? How do you...
Okay, who's ahead in hypersonics? Your own people brief us that we are behind and that China is winning. And so while everyone else in the world seems to be developing capabilities and being more strategic, we got time to embrace critical race theory at West Point, to embrace socialism at the National Defense University, to do mandatory pronoun training.
The fact that you're embarrassed by your country?
Oh, no. I'm embarrassed by your leadership.
I'm sorry for
I am
that.
not embarrassed for my country.
Any notion that they're woke or that our military is woke, you know, I take issue with that, and because it's just not true. It's a false narrative, and they deserve better than that.
So is that a false narrative? You know, we got ships we got to build for the Navy. We got missiles to develop, missile defense systems to develop. And we just hear a lot about these woke things going on. Yeah. Meanwhile, we don't really see what's coming with the Taliban. And, you know, we didn't really judge the Russia situation that clearly. So what happened?
Well, so you had a trifecta of stupid, right? You pulled out of Afghanistan against sound military advice. The Biden administration did. At the end of the day, they said they did nothing to deter Russia from invading Ukraine, and now you're going to repeal Title 42 deportation authority at the border. So that's a trifecta of stupid. So, yes, I think Matt's questions are legitimate. this administration is reflecting a social and political agenda in the military. If you don't see this, you're blind. This course they were teaching at the Defense University has no place in trying to defend America. So at the end of the day, yes, the pronoun issue, they're trying to transform the military into an image of America that I think most Americans are rebelling against.
Yeah, and you can see that with Florida, and you can see that with the school boards uprising, and we got to get this together. All right, Senator Lindsey Graham, thanks for joining Primetime as always.
Thank you.
So Stacey Abrams went from